Hello, and welcome to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hello, I'm Greg Burmeister.
And it's just me and Greg today, no guests. I think we're gonna do this more often.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah,
ones.
these are good. We always say that when it's just the two of us. We always say we like it and that it's good. I just want to real quick thank. Last episode I mentioned why we hadn't been recording. And it was because of an injury I sustained making a sandwich.
The finger injury.
Yeah, the finger injury. And I just wanted to say, thank you to everyone who has sent emails and letters and texts and calls and well wishes.
We even got a few emails from those high school kids.
Yeah. Also, former President Barack Obama and former President George W. Bush
That's right.
emailed to wish me well.
I wonder if they watch our show together. Or,
yeah, I've wondered that too. Yeah. So
have little viewing parties.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you to everyone that reached out, and yeah, I'm I think I'll be okay. It's really Barack actually sent me a check for $20, which I thought was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. George W. Bush mailed me a frozen fish. Fried fish finger. Did you ever see those?
Very good. Yeah.
It had thawed by the time it got to me, but
it was probably rancid.
Yeah, the thought was there, so we appreciate it either way. Also, I wanted to say a quick thing. After we recorded the last episode, I went and saw a friend of the podcast, Ed from last podcast.
Yeah, Ed Larson.
Ed Larson, yeah. I went and saw their show at the King's Theater, which they sold out. I mean, my God. So they're doing pretty well podcast-wise themselves.
That place is huge.
Yeah, so it was an amazing show. They're all great. It was super fun to hang with them afterward. And yeah, it was just really nice. So if you don't listen to last podcast on the left, first of all, God damn you. But second of all, you should. It's a fantastic podcast. They really do a good job with it. It's like a true crime thing. So it's and the occult. They get into some of that too. So it's a fun podcast. So yeah, check it out. I don't know why I'm plugging their podcast. I don't know that they need that, but anyway, Greg, it's a holiday season.
It is.
So let me wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy holidays. Oh, thank you, Greg. I sincerely appreciate it.
I like your sweatshirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got this. A friend of mine who I shouldn't name because they'd be very upset if I'd said who gave me this.
It's a cocaine sweatshirt.
It's a cocaine reference sweatshirt. Yes.
Let it snow.
Yeah. Let it snow. This was this sweatshirt went viral a few years ago. Like not the one I'm wearing, but this. I think Walmart was accidentally selling these and then had to pull it off their thing. But anyway, so I have one of them that are no longer being made. But yeah. So, Greg, it is the holiday season, and I'll be honest with you, Greg. I've been going to some Christmas parties.
Oh, really? I haven't been to any.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Well, I should invite you to these Christmas parties. You can be my plus one.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I've been going to Christmas parties, and I've been indulging in adult beverages, sugary snacks, fatty meats, and
many unhealthy things.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, Greg. I've probably gained 10 pounds since Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not going to these things.
Sure. Well, how are you? I mean, besides not going to holiday parties, how are you? How are you staying? You seem to be staying trim these days.
Well, thank you.
How are you doing it?
Well, I've recently been on a very strict popcorn diet.
A popcorn diet?
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, is it what it sounds like?
I only eat popcorn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's very cost effective and. It's popcorn's easy to make as long as you don't overdo the butter.
Sure.
I'm done. I'm done with all this protein and vegetables. All you have to do is eat popcorn 3 times a day.
Isn't popcorn kind of a vegetable?
Kind of. It has a lot of fiber.
Okay.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
I highly recommend popcorn 3 times a day, but only within an 8-hour window.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so like every day, or do you have cheat days, or
no, 7 days a week.
Just popcorn.
Straight popcorn.
Do you drink any sodas, or just?
Occasionally, I'll have a Coke Zero. Okay. A zero
Occasional
sugar
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Otherwise, water, tea, black coffee, and popcorn.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. The Greg Burmeister diet. The Greg Burmeister popcorn diet. Do you know anyone else who does this, or is this?
No, I'm trying to put a patent on it, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to start selling my own branded popcorn.
Oh, wow.
Keep an eye on...
We're only doing ads today, by the way. It's just ads for Last Podcast on the Left and Greg's popcorn diet. All right, well, interesting. Well, maybe you'll see more of Greg and his popcorn in future episodes. That'd be fun. Yeah. All right, well, hey, Greg, we mentioned it the last episode, and we said we'd get back to it, and then we just forgot. So if you're a news junkie or just a casual news observer, you may have heard about an incident that happened here in our fair city, our peaceful, lovely city of New York. This fella who, ran a health insurance company, walking down the street early in the morning.
Yeah, right by one of my favorite bars in the city, Faces and Names.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever been there.
Oh, it's
Good
cool.
spot?
Yeah, it's right below the London Hotel where the Led Zeppelin guys used to stay quite a bit.
Oh, I'm more of a Barcelona bar guy myself, as you know, but it's near there too. I mean, it's near all the places.
Yeah,
like
it's right in Midtown.
Yeah, it's near the places we frequent. You know, you got your Oceana. You got your Barcelona bar. You got your McHale's.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so this fella's walking down the damn street, and then this other fella steps in behind him and shoots him. And kills him.
Just popped him in the back a few times.
Yeah, popped him good too. So, and anyway, this guy, I remember woke up that morning, I saw these news alerts that are like, guy shot a guy Midtown, and I'm like, what the hell? And these like occasionally that will happen, like where there's just like that style shooting in Midtown where like it's clearly like a hit.
Oh yeah.
It's never like rare. I mean, I can't remember the last time a stranger got shot in Midtown. No. Or it rarely happens in New York.
Yeah,
usually
it's a big mob thing. Like like when what was one of the big New York mob families. Like whacked the mob boss. It was right outside of a Midtown steakhouse or something. But
I never see these headlines and feel unsafe as a New Yorker. You're just like, all right, well, I'm going to try to not anger someone who might kill me.
Yeah, and it's people aren't just going around being like, I'm gonna shoot a random person in the most populated part of the city.
Not a thing.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think that's probably a good way to live your life is to try to not anger anyone who would shoot you. That's just good moral fabric there,
yes.
So anyway, so it turns out though, this guy who got shot was the CEO of a health insurance company, United Health, and now some folks looked into it and they were like, well, while obviously you shouldn't kill anyone, that's not a nice thing to do. This company was like kind of doing some shitty stuff.
Yeah.
It was denying a lot of people their healthcare benefits, which they paid. You pay for.
Yeah, you pay a lot of money.
Yeah. So and United Health was like denying double like the national average.
Yeah, with their new AI software.
Yeah, they had this AI thing that was denying like 90% of claims, which is insane to me. I mean, it's a very corrupt and so there was this quick online discourse that was like, you know what? Good. I'm glad.
A lot of support for Luigi.
Yeah, the guy's. It turned out it was like a 26-year-old guy named Luigi Mangione. No relation, as far as I looked it up. No relation to Chuck Mangione, famous trumpeter,
or the famous plumber Luigi from the guy who worked with Mario.
Mario, yes. Yeah. No relation to Luigi. Also, I looked it up. Apparently, just having the same first name does not indicate any sort of relation.
That's what I read too.
Yeah. We maybe saw the same article. So anyway, so this Luigi guy shot him, and it was motivated by how he sees the the company, the industry, as evil and corrupt. Which now I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Am not into kill. Like, I'm not going to kill anyone. That's not what I'm.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, sure. You know, I feel like
we'd have to stop doing this.
Yeah, we'd have to stop doing this. People would be upset if I decided to kill someone.
Yeah.
But I got to say, I can sympathize with the people that are like, good. You know, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
And now, hopefully,
I mean, if somebody's going to be shot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if it's got to be somebody, you know, I can think of a few more, but I'm not going to name them because I'll end up in jail. But yeah, like I totally understand where people are coming from, the anger about it. Hopefully, you know, people that are like, well, violence doesn't solve anything. It's like, well, if you look at human history, it has solved things a lot. Like, violence has a great track record of solving things. And, you know, people that are like really big on the Second Amendment, the right to have guns. I'm paraphrasing what the Second Amendment is, but that's kind of what it is. But the people that are like really big into that are like, one of their arguments is like, we need to have guns in case we need to use them against a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
Like, it could be our own government. And while obviously this guy, the CEO of United Health, he's not an elected official, he doesn't work for the government. I see corrupt business as an arm of the government.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Like, those companies have, maybe indirectly, but I think you could maybe argue pretty directly, killed people and resulted in thousands, many tens people. Of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of deaths in this country. Yeah. So now, obviously, that guy who got shot did not make the system, but he was a willing participant in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know?
He had the power to change things for the better if he wanted to. Exactly.
And did not for profit.
Yep.
So, you know, I totally understand the people that like try to have a more rigid view. I get it. I get the people that are like, killing is wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
I understand it. But, and if we lived in a perfect world, you know, that would be great.
Yes.
But we don't live in a perfect world. Yeah, we don't. No. Like, death and killing regularly used to solve policy or philosophical differences.
Yeah.
Regularly. We have the death penalty in this country. Mm-hmm. So clearly that we're in kind of a gray area as far as like, well, killing's bad. Well, we fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the death penalty in many states in this country. Federally, still have the death penalty. You know, whether you agree with abortion or not, like that's you know,
death.
I don't see that as, you know, killing a person.
No.
But like people do. So, you know, that's another one of those where, you know, it's, you know, there's death involved, and then also war. Like,
yes,
we
which is just a constant.
Yeah, we've been like in, I mean, maybe not like declared wars, but like several hundreds of our nation
been involved in a war.
Several hundred years of our nation's history we've been involved in killing
in one way or another.
So, I mean, again, to people that are like, you know, violence is not the answer. Again, I would argue against that.
In many cases, it is.
And I got receipts, and I'm bringing them. So anyway, yeah, it's been a really interesting. Hopefully, the ruling class is scared.
Yes.
And going to make changes. Hopefully, that's all that needed to happen.
Yeah, hopefully, you know? Luigi helped us all out a little bit.
You'll see headlines, right? You'll see headlines where, like, companies that were about to do something real fucked up to the rest of us have decided not to.
Yeah.
In the past, you know, week or few days. So, you know, there have some positive things have already happened.
Great job, Luigi.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So and then I don't know if you saw, Greg. There was this woman in my hometown in Lakeland, Florida, who I guess told her insurance company. She quoted what he wrote on the bullets. She said, "Deny,
defend, depose."
Yeah. I don't know if I got the order right or not, but. And then she said, "You're next."
Yeah, you're next.
Which, like, all right, that's one way to talk to him. But so she got arrested and is, as far as I know, being held on she has $100,000 bail.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like that's a bit excessive for when you're just talking to someone on the phone.
Hugely excessive.
Come on.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. Like, if they start arresting people for that kind of thing, you and I would be in prison for life.
Oh, absolutely.
I've said horrible things to representatives of terrible businesses, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're talking airlines. Yeah. We're talking health insurance.
Yeah, phone companies.
Yeah, my dentist. So like. That can't be seen as a reasonable threat.
No.
Like, I don't like. So I hope they free that woman if they haven't yet, and throw that. I mean,
I doubt she was at home 3D printing gun parts.
No, and then
plotting some.
Yeah, the news came out. She didn't even. She doesn't have a gun.
No.
Like, also. I don't know. I've never found out the full name of any company's representative I was speaking to on the phone.
Exactly.
I have asked for it. I've been like, "What's your name?" Because you want to, as part of your argument, you're like, "What's your full fucking name? Who the fuck are you?"
And also, even if they tell you, like, I personally at my company, I use an alias.
Sure.
So I tell people my full name, but it's not Greg Burmeister.
Okay. Well, interesting. But yeah, so like, it's just not a realistic threat.
No.
How could anyone see this as a realistic threat? And then it also points to. We live in a corporate fascist country where you can, like, the cops are really just there to protect profits, not people.
Yeah.
They're there to fight the corporations' battles and the ruling classes' battles. It's a terrible reflection on our society that they would lock up a mother. She's just children, like for threatening
on $100,000 like bail. Come on,
like for being reasonably mad at your health insurance provider. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. So anyway, those are Greg and I's thoughts on those news items. And then another woman in the news, Greg. I don't know if you've seen this, but Sydney Sweeney is back in the.
What's she up to now?
Well, so this guy on Twitter.com. Owned by Elon Musk.
I think it's Must with a T.
Yeah.
The musty.
Yes, right. Musty fellow Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So there's this guy on there though. I forget his name. Not important. He tweeted that I guess there were some pictures of her taken at a pool. I guess she owns this rather large house in the Florida Keys. Beautiful area, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
I've been meaning to get down there.
Oh, you've never been?
No.
Oh, you should go, man. It's really nice. Key West, I love Key West, but then also like the smaller, less populated keys in between. It's like a 3-hour. Like you think you're close when you're like past Miami, around that area, but man, it's like another 3 hours to Key West.
How many keys are there?
Several keys, hundreds of keys.
Oh,
maybe.
Wow, that's a lot of keys.
I don't know if all 100 are named, but like because there's some that probably the roads don't even go to. They're just kind of like off. You can only get to by boat, sort of thing. But,
gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, Key West visit. So she was at this house, I guess, that she has, and she was hanging out by the pool in a bathing suit. And someone got some pictures, and they were on the internet and in magazines maybe. And this guy tweeted the pictures and accused her of catfishing. He said I think I'm getting this quote direct, but he said all women catfish. It's just a matter of to what degree. So what he's insinuating is that she doesn't look as good as she does like when she's in a TV show or like in an official like advertisement.
Like, has he ever watched television before?
Right. Like,
yes, hair and makeup is a very big part of TV production.
Sure, but like to insinuate in any way that Sydney, and what else is crazy is the online discourse has gotten to a point where it's now pretty much a feminist outlook to say that she's attractive. Because there's like a bunch of men that are like, she's not all that attractive, or like they're calling her like fat. And it's
wow. And the people saying this, I'm assuming, are not the most attractive people.
I would imagine, I would imagine if you took a survey, or you would probably find that these fellas, mostly fellas, are probably not that attractive, and probably struggle with women because what an insane hill to die on.
Yeah.
Like, just what? Again,
if you think Sydney Sweeney is ugly,
right?
Like, what is?
There's something wrong, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, and again,
also, you don't have to look at pictures of her.
Right. You did this to yourself. You screen grabbed her to save those photos to your phone yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. Find someone you find more attractive or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to be creepy or weird about Sydney Sweeney. I'm not going to this is not a profession of love for Sydney Sweeney, but like, she is objectively attractive.
Yes.
Like, I don't think that's controversial take. No. She is objectively attractive. There's a reason she's an actress and gets hired to model for things, so I mean, just a profoundly stupid take. I can't believe what's going on.
I'm so glad I never look at Twitter anymore.
It's simultaneously, most of the time it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. But then you have days like the Luigi thing. And it's just, and like when Trump got COVID, that's by the way, to go back to the Luigi thing. I've kind of been a little surprised at who all is like fans of that guy shooting that guy. I posted like a joke about it on Facebook, and one of my most right-wing friends liked it and added to the joke and was really just seems to be into this. So like, and you see it like across the political spectrum.
Yeah.
People of the far left and the far right.
It's interesting. It's bringing people together. It's
bringing people together, man. And it's just, but like, I can't help but wonder how in the world, if you voted for Trump, how could you possibly think that he is the answer and the Republican Party is the answer to fixing the corruption from the ruling class? I understand Democrats don't have a great track record on this, but my God, if you look at when the ruling class really got their grips into every part of our lives, it started with Reagan, and you just have seen like ballooning profits for everyone at the top, and it hasn't trickled down as was promised. So like, how you can look at a billionaire like Donald Trump, a billionaire like Elon Musk, and every billionaire Trump's putting into his cabinet and be like, these guys are going to fix it. You're out of your fucking mind. That's who's causing this shit. Way more directly than Democrats who either do nothing or just kind of like are taking some pay on the back, But like, there's just, you can't, my God, I can't fathom the mind that like doesn't put that together. It's just so obvious to me. So anyway, Live Snakes is coming up.
Well,
yeah. So we've got a show. Greg sadly will be out of town for it, so he's not going to be there to play his live music. But we have a stand-up show. I'm also not even on the show, so I mean, I'm just hanging. I'm just going to be there hanging out. If you guys want to come say hey, I might bowl beforehand if you want to come.
There you go.
Anyway, we've got the Live Snake show coming up at the Gutter in Williamsburg.
Yep.
It's gonna be a fun time.
It's December 22nd. Sunday, December 22nd. And Frank DiRuggiero is going to host that one. We got Jordan Temple, hilarious comedian and writer, producer, I believe, for Abbott Elementary. A fantastic show if you haven't seen it. So come on out. It's going to be at 8 p.m. We switched the time made it a little earlier on a Sunday. So come on out, see the show, and by God, have a holly job. Well, we're going to have another episode before Christmas, but just getting started early, guys. Yes.
I mean, it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas season.
Yeah. The season is upon us. And don't forget the reason for the season.
Yeah. Make sure and let it snow.
Yeah, and keep Christ in Christmas, folks.
Yes.
Or don't. You don't have to. I enjoy the holiday, religious or not.
Yeah, to each their own.
Sure, yeah. Just have a great day, folks. Thank you for listening, and good night. Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.